Ever since the Hungarian Grand Prix, we saw the other side of the Red Bull project, and this side does not look very pretty, as the drivers and the team itself aren't very happy with the situation that they are in. So, is this the beginning of the end for the Red Bull project? And will this be the beginning of the end for Max Verstappen's career? That's not something that we would like to see, but the two parties need to fix the issues that they have before it's too late. To start off with this story first, we'll talk about the radio message that Max Verstappen has sent towards his team in Hungary. This was something that showed that even though he was calm enough to communicate clearly, he was very upset about the whole situation that he was put in. We would like to note that this isn't the most extreme case of a driver cursing at their engineers, as Lewis Hamilton has done the exact same thing in China when he had a problem with his steering wheel. But the context of the situation is important here. In China, Hamilton was clearly told to come in for a pit stop, but he didn't realize that. So, he started complaining over the radio. Verstappen, on the other hand, was already past his second pit stop, and that's when he started getting very upset. You need to remember that this is someone who has always had the fastest car and has always been leading the championship ever since the last 3 years. And he's never gotten a 1-2 punch like this before. During the third stint, while he was following Fernando Alonso for a while, Verstappen tried to attack the Spaniard, but he made a mistake and had to back off the throttle, losing his tyre's temperature. This is when he got his famous, "Don't give me that stuff right now" message. The Dutchman realized that he would have to wait for a while until he gets another chance at passing Alonso, so he decided to push hard on his hard tires. He managed to reach the white tire markers in the first sector, which made his race engineer Gianluca Roda question his approach. "Max, no, he responded. "Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to warm the tires up," the 3-time world champion clarified. "But I'm on a one-stop strategy now, right? So I need to do something." "Understood. But you'll kill the tires, Max. Trust me, you don't want to be on a 3-stop. "Okay, I know what I'm doing," Verstappen insisted. Later, after the Red Bull pitted Sergio Perez for intermediate tires, a decision which was heavily criticized, Verstappen came in for his final pit stop. By this time, he had lost a lot of ground to Alonso and Charles Leclerc. The Dutchman asked his team if he should switch to intermediate tires as well, but he didn't follow through with that option. Instead, he stayed out on his hard tires and asked for an explanation. "What's the point of staying out? You're just going to lose a lot of time," he said to his team over the radio, demonstrating how frustrated he was with the way the race was unfolding. At this point, his team decided to play the long game, counting on a late race restart to bring Verstappen back into contention. Unfortunately, that plan also fell apart, and the 25-year-old driver was left with a disappointing 5th-place finish. Moving on, we'll take a look at what Dr. Helmut Marko said about this situation. The Red Bull Motorsport advisor understands that Verstappen is going through a tough time right now. But he also expects the Dutchman to move on from this disappointment quickly. "He's a fighter," Marko said about Verstappen. "That means he can put negative experiences behind him very quickly. He must now show some patience and understanding. The summer break is now really needed. The situation is very different from the first 5 races. It's true that Red Bull is going through a rough patch right now, but it's not the end of the world. The team still leads both championships, but they need to improve quickly if they want to stay in the lead." Marko knows that the upcoming races will be crucial for the team, and he's confident that Verstappen will be ready for the challenge. "The next few races will be very important for us," he said. "We need to come back strong, and we will." Next, we'll talk about whether or not Red Bull's problems go beyond just the car. Some people believe that the team's problems are more complex than that, and that there's a lack of motivation within the organization. There's no denying that Red Bull has been dominant in the last few years, but the team needs to keep pushing if they want to stay on top. One way to motivate the team would be to give the drivers better cars, but there's more to it than that. Team members need to feel valued and appreciated, and it's important that they feel like they're working towards a common goal. If this is lacking, then the team is not likely to be at its best. As of right now, there's no indication that this is happening at Red Bull. The team is still working hard and they're still getting results, but if they want to keep winning, they need to make sure that their drivers are motivated and that they're working as a team. And finally, we'll take a look at whether Red Bull is facing a crisis. The answer is no, they are not facing a crisis. But there are some problems that need to be addressed. The team is still leading the championship, and they have the potential to win the race. But they need to improve if they want to stay on top. Red Bull needs to focus on making the car more competitive, motivating its team members, and making sure that their drivers are happy and supported. If they can do that, then they will be in a good position to win the championship again. There's no denying that the last few races haven't gone according to plan, but it's important to remember that every team goes through tough times. What matters is how the team responds to those challenges. Red Bull is a strong team, and they have the potential to turn things around. They just need to focus on the basics and make sure that they're working as a unit. But now we want to hear from you. What do you think about Red Bull's situation? Do you think that they're in a crisis? And do you think that they can turn things around? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're down there, make sure to click on the video that's appearing on your screen right now. And with that, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.